G'day folks. Well, I've got something rather unusual again to play with. Something most of you wouldn't see every day. These are called air turbo lamps. And as their name implies, they run off compressed air and they contain a little turbo generator inside the top here. They're designed for explosion-proof environments, that sort of thing. Mining, petrochemical, that sort of thing. Any place where electrical sparks and cabling and shit like that would cause a hazard if it were to be damaged, so all they do is run compressed air, and they run everything off that air supply. And these things are pretty damn heavy too. I've got two of them. Another one in that box down there. I think it has slightly higher running hours than this one. This one's like new, it's never been apart. I think it is brand new. It's been run or tested once, it's got a tiny bit of corrosion and scratches on it, but very low hours, like really low hours. I've never even had to use the recharge of grease. The grease gun's still new and dry. I think this one's been tested before, but I'm going to test it anyway. They require 8 cubic feet per minute of air at 100 psi. And that's the inlet there. Outlet, that would be the muffled outlet there. That's just where they've soldered, they've caged together. It's got a bit of corrosion, but not from use. Got a full instruction book on it as well. Somebody's already put their hand up for both of these, but pending rejection of that sale, I'll consider any offers of $400 and above for the pair of them, Australian dollars. So there's a fitting to go onto it. It's not a huge fitting, it's like a big spray gun or air gun. I'm just going to hook it up to my half-inch air line to the tank and just see how well my compressors can keep up. But, yeah, this is the second one. Slightly more wear and tear, bits of paint missing. I think they've had it apart for servicing once. Yeah, grease gun's been used. Calypso grease. German. Here has its little toolkit, special wrench and other stuff. That one there seems to be missing a toolkit, which would be required to undo these triangular nuts. So probably better off sticking together as a pair. I didn't realise that other one was missing. All of this is brass or bronze, most likely all bronze and stainless steel, or the nut stainless. Non-sparking materials. Everything used in underground mining and petrochemical works has to be non-sparking. Obviously, very bad incidents can occur when there are sparks around. Hole in that side. But I'll test both of these out and see how well they work. Designed for dry air, no oil, no water. Furman and Wolf GmbH. Dusselberg. Yeah. They're made for Atlas Copco. They're all in that Atlas Copco turbo lamp. There's one set of instructions between the two of them as well, so they're better off sticking together as a pair. Got all the spare parts, cutaway drawings, switching, battery. This applies to a variety of models. Full exploded view, parts lists, more views of a different model, how to on testing, yeah, lubrication chart, you name it, it's all in there. I can photocopy this if need be. So that's a different model. That looks like it's a front projection one that you mount on the roof. So let's get an airline out and try this one out. It seems like the proper spanner for these triangular bolts is missing, unfortunately. I'm going to have to try and chase one of those up or just see if it's lying around at the storage area. It kind of screws that idea of being able to service them. But either way, they're still a neat little toy. try and find that one, or at least find a replacement triangular drive. It's only a security screw, that's all. Time to test the older one. I've already tested them and they actually sound a bit funny, so I don't know whether the motors just need lubricating or whether I just can't supply enough air, but I don't think these are quite as good as they were saying they were. I haven't paid anything for them, but if they want me to sell them, I'm not going to sell something that's funny. They do sound really good though once they get going. Sounds like bearing. I put a bit of grease into the greasing port, but it sounds like there's a bearing going in it. That's the old one though, and the housing's leaking from the seal around here. They haven't screwed this basket back on properly. So that one's a bit of a dud. I'll try the other one again after I grease it. Alright, time to try the second one. I'm going to recommend a rebuild for these anyway. I reckon the old grease has dried up. The grease that was left in this gun was rather hard and lumpy on the end. So I reckon the old grease has just been sitting so long it's dried up in the bearings and I'm not getting new grease through to it. So I'm not going to run them too much, I'm just going to tear them down and see how we go from there. But we'll just try this one first. Quieten down a bit. Hey! Yeah, lighting. It's a mercury vapor lamp, so it takes a while to get going. I'm running out of air though. Oh, the tank's dropping. That's at 25 psi, it's still going. I think the grease finally got through to the rotor. Yeah, there's a capacitor or something in there as well. And being a mercury vapor lamp, it has to run for a while to warm up, ignite, and then fire off. But yeah, I just got to get grease through to the rotor bearings. There's one in the top and one in the bottom. And yeah, I reckon they're dried up. This one definitely needs overhaul. Got a failed seal around here. And really noisy bearings, but that one seems to be settling in. I'll get some more grease through to it. That's the first time I've had these compressors too hot to touch. They must have been running for an hour flat out with all these little tests I've been doing. A bit of oil leaking from that line there. I just switched it off because of the heat. You can hear moisture bubbling out of the oil. They're a wee bit warm, but no. I need a good excuse to replace them with something bigger. I might stick one of those big blue bastards up there. It'll be much quicker. They're so slow now. They've just worn themselves out over the last 2 years or so. Constantly keeping that tank at 100 psi 24/7. It's a good testament to Danfoss quality.